Hey everybody, it's Ashley Ray from Let's Talk Ray Style, and I have some things to say today, okay? So, I recently wrote a blog titled Motor City Pride, Nazis, and Chief James Craig, or Chief Craig. So, I basically stated some reasons on why, the most recent reasons on why Chief Craig should no longer be the chief of police in the city of Detroit. And that main reason, sorry if you guys can hear my dog shaking his dog tag. Anyway, so the most recent reasons are listed in the blog. He was warned that Nazis were coming to cause bodily harm with weapons to Motor City Pride goers. He did not tell anyone except for the officers that he had protecting the Nazis. And when I say he didn't tell anyone, he didn't tell the city council. He did not tell the mayor, from my understanding. He didn't tell anyone but the officers that he had planted around the Nazis. And when I say planted around, I mean, okay, in his words, what I had them do was to build a shield around the Nazis so that they couldn't harm anyone. No, it was the exact opposite. It was so that no one could harm them, which makes absolutely no sense. Let me just explain to you the dynamics of Detroit. And I'm sure that you guys hear like, oh, you know, Detroit is a growing community. It's on the rise. Okay, so they're talking about downtown Detroit when you hear that. Downtown Detroit is gentrified. I'll leave it at that. Meaning the people who previously lived there have been kicked out of their homes. They have been displaced so that people can come and buy these buildings for extremely low rates and raise all the rents. So that's what's happened downtown. Okay, so that's what they mean by gentrified. The neighborhoods of Detroit are filled with Black citizens. There are some Caucasian people who still live in the city or never left the city to begin with, etc. But for the majority, it is a Black city, and we have a huge Latino population, or Hispanic, if you are familiar with that term. So basically, Detroit is filled with minorities that are already unprotected in this world and are constant victims of media dragging, right? So you, as the chief of police, have been told that people are coming to, that Nazis, not people, that Nazis are coming to kill pride goers, right? Motor City Pride is a big deal. Just like pride in any city is a big deal. It doesn't matter whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, transgender. It doesn't matter. All people, all types of people go to Pride. Straight people go to Pride. Kids go to Pride. People bring their dog. I have brought my dog to Pride. Like, Pride is a big deal. It is a fun, amazing event. Like, all in every city, from my understanding. So, Chief Craig knows that Nazis are coming. They told him they were coming to do bodily harm to people. Okay, he tells no one, but he has his officers, Black police officers, and I saw two women with their rainbow heart pins on as well. So anyway, so you make your officers, because ultimately they have to do what he says. So you have them come and put a shield around a fucking hate group? Are you kidding me? And then, okay, so, you know, people are like freaking out because that's kind of traumatic. Like, people who want to kill you are there and they're walking around with AR-15s and the police are protecting them. So once word got out, because people start posting, I'm sorry if I got really, really loud, but people start posting on social media like the Nazis are here and, you know, the police are protecting them, and they start videotaping it, right? So then locals who were not at Pride start coming down there and eventually chase the Nazis out of the city of Detroit. So let's back up. In the midst of this, the Nazis were yelling racial slurs to black officers and to black people, of course, because they're Nazis. This is, this is what they do. So when, how do I want to put this? A civilian. So when a black civilian got back with a Nazi, James Craig says both sides were wrong. Excuse me? You are wrong. First of all, you have to have a permit to even participate or do anything within Pride. Like when there's something going on downtown and someone else wants to come and do something within that same event, you have to have a permit. The Nazis didn't have a permit, but you have police officers protecting them. And then you have the audacity to say both sides are wrong. No, the hate group is wrong and you are wrong because they should have never been there in the first place. And for you to allow them to still be there without a permit and with being a hate group within the city of Detroit and interrupting Motor City Pride, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know what more people need to know or see from Chief Craig, but I personally have seen enough. I've seen enough, okay? I've seen enough. So he goes to city council. He has to have a city council meeting after this because, of course, the community is like freaking the fuck out. They're like, we never would have came if we'd have known our lives were going to be in danger. And for him to keep this information from us. And city council's like, yeah, what's going on? Because we had no idea, that this was happening. We had no idea that Nazis were contacting you stating that they were coming to disrupt and be violent against Pride goers. He says, when I say he, Chief Craig says, he did not want to incite fear within Pride goers in the community. Sir, you are so lucky that the Nazis that showed up didn't decide to shoot and kill every fucking body that was there, because that's what happens. Do you know how many other communities have been warned about people saying they're coming to do bodily harm to people and they ignore it and then they actually come and do it? Are you kidding me? So do you think that people were fearful when they saw fucking Nazis marching around Motor City Pride with their guns and you have the police protecting them? Nothing this man said made any sense whatsoever. He does not care about the citizens of Detroit, and I created a petition to get his ass out of office because I had enough. I've had enough. My community has had enough. Not to mention, okay, so there has been, there has been a serial killer / rapist on the loose, right? They have been killing young black, this person or persons who I don't even know at this moment, has been killing young black girls and leaving them in dumpsters. Chief Craig has been aware of the situation, I'm going to say at least 4 weeks before it made the news, right? So you have people coming to him saying, hey, this is not just citizens, but keep in mind, police are under him that actually do police work and investigation, okay? So they're coming to him saying, hey, we think that, this may be a serial killer or rapist. All of these killings and bodies being found seem very similar as far as like how they were killed, where they're being left, etc. James Craig does nothing. It's no serial killer. It's no need to alert anyone of what's going on. Luckily, and I don't even like mainstream media. I don't know if you guys knew that. And I have a lot of new subscribers, and I thank you for subscribing, but I do not like mainstream media. And that's the whole reason why I created a blog and this YouTube page, because, the media will play on the facts and then they'll twist them because their goal is to get a story that people are going to watch. My goal is to inform. So there is the difference. So anywho, the media gets wind of this, and the media often taps the phones in the police station or the dispatch radios so that they can get information. I don't know if you knew that, but if you didn't, now you know. So the media gets a hold of it, and they're like, hey, you know, they start writing articles and reporting that it could be a serial killer. Okay, so the media gets it out there, and then here comes James Craig, okay? Because the man never misses an opportunity to be in front of the camera and run his damn mouth. So then he gets on TV and says, you know, nope, we don't think this is a serial killer or a rapist, you know, just be careful. And everybody else is like, no, this is a serial killer / rapist. So then some weeks after that, he comes out and says, hey, you know, it's a serial killer or serial rapist on. You do not take the lives of the citizens in Detroit seriously. And you don't need to prove to me that you do, because you've already proven that you do not. So anyway, these are the reasons why I am calling for him to step down, for him to resign. I need Mike Duggan, who is the mayor of Detroit, to do something about this. Like that's who the petition is geared to. And I'm going to put the petition down in the description of this video, but this has got to stop. This has got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go. So those were my immediate reasons, okay, for wanting Chief James Craig to resign. That's what I wrote about. But there are other things or other reasons why he needs to go. One, he's an extremist. And when I say he's an extremist, I'm saying the things that, now you would think with Nazis coming to Detroit, that's something to be an extremist about, as far as punishment and saying what won't be tolerated. But no, those aren't the things that James Craig is an extremist about. James Craig is an extremist about bullshit, okay? Things that do not matter, but gives him an opportunity to be on TV. That's really about it. So on top of him not caring about the citizens of Detroit and proving that time and time again, as far as what just happened at Motor City Pride, and for the killings and rapings of Black women in Detroit, he's an extremist, he's a liar, and he's an attention whore. Let me say that again. He's an extremist, he's a liar, and he's an attention whore. And I want his ass out of here, okay? And I'm sorry that I wasn't like polite in this video, like I really am. But as you will see in my welcome video, which I'm still working on, that I will not always give you information in a polite way, because a lot of times people don't comprehend or understand it in a polite way. Specifically when I'm talking about like race, ethnicity, racial profiling, racial biases, and preconceived notions of people based off of race. I will not be polite. I will give it to you in a manner which you can comprehend immediately, okay? So again, I apologize for not being polite, but sometimes being polite, actually a lot of times being polite overshadows the message. Like you end up trying to be so polite that you totally blow the message, which kills the intent of my content and my videos. So anyway, thank you guys for listening. Be sure to check out the blog and the petition, and please feel free to sign it if you wish. No pressure. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, smooches.